It's Hack Yeah. We're breaking the mold. Code breakers here, dropping gems of gold. From boardroom plays to cubicle hacks, we crack the code so you don't fall flat.
And I'm the Pathfinder, clearing the way, helping you rise up every work day. From first jobs to next level tracks, we teach what works, no fluff, just facts. Hack yeah.
Welcome back to Hack Yeah. I'm Kim King, aka the Pathfinder. I'm here with my co-hosts.
Gary Kam, the code finder, the code breaker.
Code breaker. All right, today we're joined by Angela McDonald.
Thanks for having me.
All right, executive presence, communication coach, leadership training. Right?
Yeah.
So over 16 years of international experience. She includes time in China and Singapore.
Yep.
Right. All right. So really versed in Asian. So she's worked with leaders across industries, helping them sharpen their message, own the room, and present with confidence. Mm-hmm. So Angela specializes in leadership training, coaching professionals who speak English as a second language, helping them overcome barriers, show up with clarity and power. Gary actually worked with Angela at a time when he was reporting into me at LK. She played a big role in helping him find his voice as a leader. Mm-hmm. So we're really excited to bring her on the VOD today to share some real hacks around presence, presentation, and building confidence in the workplace.
And Kim, don't cut yourself short because you actually pay the money to hire her to mentor me.
Thank you.
Without you, I won't have Angela. But I still remember, right, the very first lesson, Angela, that when I had that mentorship with you, like I was like, wait, what? So like the thing that she asked me to do is like the first 5 minutes, she asked me, hey Gary, just present one of your project with me. I was like, present project with you on the first session? Are you serious? So I did, and then she stopped me after 5 minutes. She said, all right, so 2 pieces of advice. And honestly, that 2 pieces of advice, it works until today. Like I'm still using everything that you taught me with that thing. So first, you told me.
Aim.
Oh, drum roll. Okay, drum roll. You can drum roll. Come on, automation. So first, you told me that all of my slides, the font should not be less than 24 font. And then the first reaction, I was like, what? How am I going to fit everything in there? And he's like, exactly. Exactly. I don't want you to fit everything there. You said less words, more story. And I was like, dang. All right, smack in the face. Nice. So second, awesome. So this one blew my mind to the second one. You say look, lock.
Look.
Yes. Look, lock, and talk.
Absolutely.
Don't talk to the slide. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, I don't talk to the slide. You're like, yes, you do. You have to look at your audience. You say, look at the eyes, and then talk. That moment completely rewired how I present and show up in front of executives.
That's wild. That's wild how small shifts can create big results.
Yes.
So Angela, let's zoom out a little bit. What is executive presence? This is what the topic is for us today. Executive presence, and why does it matter?
Yep.
Yeah, so executive presence, I like to think of it as a couple ways. And first, I do executive presence training for people very early in their careers up to the C-suite. Yep. And it can mean a lot of different things at different stages of your career, right? And it doesn't really mean you're being an executive, but it means how do I show up? And I heard you say that in one of your recent podcasts, how do I show up, right? Yep. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't just mean if I look good and I sound good, I'm all good. But how do I want people to see me? What's the perception they have of me? And how can I deliver that? And there's 2 ways I like to think about it. The first, I like to separate competence and character, right? Because you have to have the competence. You've got to show that you can do the job. You've got the expertise, or you're learning to do the job. You're putting in the hard work. Then we've got character, right? How we operate with people, our integrity, and how that value proposition we bring. Mm-hmm. And as part of that character, we've got these 3 key parts of executive presence. We have our gravitas, how we act, our communication, how we speak, look, lock, talk, right?
Yep.
And appearance, how we look. So how we act, how we speak, and how we look. So when you think about that as wherever you are in your career, early, middle, late, wherever you are, you can think of ways to elevate that. How do I show up? And when you think about how you act, the gravitas piece, I like to think of that grace under fire, right? How do a leader that freaks out when there's a little bit of stress freaks out the whole rest of the team?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
A leader that can keep calm and cool during times of stress can help bring the team along and give that confidence. And then obviously our communication, how we speak in a conversation in the hallway, on a Zoom meeting, presenting in front of the board or a large group, that's going to come through. And then appearance, how we look. I think that this has gotten harder for people. If you think about early in our careers, I know at my age, it was real easy to have that appearance because you had to dress a certain way, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a very strict dress code early in my early days of my career. And that's changed. And obviously we've gotten more casual at the workplace, which can kind of make it harder. It's like if a kid goes to a private school, they know exactly what they need to wear, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Now there's a big range of what that can look like. So I think that show up for your day, a lot of companies have, but also show up not just for where you are, but where you want to be, right? Where you headed. So, and it's not just about looking glamorous or perfect or having the best clothes. It's more about how do I pull it all together.
Yeah, and I love that, like the appearance that you're talking about, right? And that's why I bought the book here too, the body language.
Yes.
Because yes, dress is one thing, appearance is one thing, but then how you walk into the room, and that's why like when you agreed to come on the podcast, thanks to Avi, that I think about this book. I was like, it's the body posture that I have or other people have. It actually tells you a lot about the person, just for the first impression.
Absolutely. Yeah, and even how we walk into the office and do we have papers flying everywhere, and are we just shoveled, or is our office a desk a disaster? Yes, mine is at home, but if someone was coming in, I tidy it up a little, right? But it's that holistic feeling of what people get from you. Yeah. And you want them to see and feel what you are hoping they do. Right. So you think about, and I think you all have talked about kind of personal branding a little bit in one of your podcasts, or maybe you have that coming.
It's coming up.
It's coming. Okay.
Yep.
That's coming, guys.
So as you talk about personal branding, a big part of that is saying, this is what I want people to see in me. This is what I'm trying to project. So am I showing up that way? Am I bringing that gravitas, that self-awareness of how I walk into the room, how I hold myself, my posture, and as long as those two things are aligned, this is what I want people to see, and this is what I'm doing, and it's very aligned, then you're winning. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah. You talked about the gravitas, and you may get to this in the in more of your presentation, the slides as you go. But what would you say, advice-wise, to someone who's introverted, especially starting their career, and they're more of an introvert, and they just can't come out of their shell? Any advice that you would have for?
I think that's a good point, and I always say, watch your introverts. They're the best listeners in the room, right? You can walk out of a meeting and you look at them and go, so what did everybody say in there? Because I was too busy talking to really listen enough, right? So I think that take that as your superpower. If you're an introvert, you're a good listener. All introverts are really good listeners.
Excel out there if you're introvert.
So bring that as your superpower. And then whether you're presenting or in a meeting, I think introverts sometimes coming a little more prepared of maybe some points of what they want to say. Having a side conversation, maybe saying, hey, Gary, we're going to this meeting. These are some things I'm thinking about. Can we talk about them a little bit? Sometimes having that one-on-one, whether it's a peer you're close to or someone who's running the meeting, having some of those conversations ahead of time can help you feel more comfortable in the moment. And so if you feel afraid to step in or speak up and use your voice, maybe you've got an ally in the room who's kind of helping boost you.
Nice.
And I think if you're the manager or the leader of that person, something that's really powerful to do is, let's say you're the introvert and we've had a conversation and I'm leading the meeting. Kim's my boss and I want you, but I want you to shine, right? So I say, Gary, let's talk about some things that I think really great value that I want you to talk about in the meeting so that you're prepared a little bit. What I don't want to do to an introvert in the room is say, hey, Gary, why don't you share now? And you're going to be like, whoa, she never gave me a heads up on that.
Good point.
That can make that type of person more uncomfortable.
That actually hurt. No, but it's funny because we actually have a podcast earlier that we talk about like letting the quiet corner to speak, and this is a great way to allow that quiet corner to speak. It's awesome. I love that hack. So since we're talking about those the awkward moment for those introvert, right? Like I have another one. So you taught me about the look, lock, and talk. How about like from recalling yourself? I also remember that you said that like another great tool to use in communication, improving your communication, is to record yourself and then look at it from a video. A lot of times when I tell people, they're like, "Ugh, I don't want to look at my video."
Yeah,
Like, I
nobody
can
wants to do
record.
that.
I don't want to record. So what are some tips for people that are hesitant to
Record themselves.
record themselves and then listen to themselves? Because
Yeah.
record is only recording.
Right.
It won't do you any good.
Yeah.
You have to listen to yourself. So how do you get over the barrier?
Yeah, so I would say a couple little tricks that I like to recommend, and actually I just spent several hours in the past couple weeks working on a new program for a client.
And it's free right now for you. So it's cost money.
And some of the content in there was some new things I had developed. So what I like to do before I go in, especially for a big presentation or a training that I'm leading, is I want the fluency of that material, right? I want to know inside and out, upside down, backwards, so that when I'm speaking, it's authentic and it feels really comfortable to me. So one little tip is to record yourself, just audio first.
Okay.
Speed recording. Read that. If you have notes, read it as fast as you can. If you don't have notes written out yet, just go through your slides, use your voice memo on your phone, and I record it as fast as I can.
Just read it out loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about speed presenting.
Yep.
Don't do it in real life. Don't do it for your real presentations. It's a practice technique, okay? So maybe you have a script written out or some notes or some bullet points, but go through your presentation as fast as you can. Mm-hmm. Record yourself, listen to yourself. Listen, do it again. You're not trying to memorize, you're trying to build the fluency and the flow of your presentation. Mm-hmm. And really the confidence. If you think about some time where you presented something for the first time and you're like, ooh, it's a little rusty, right? And then you do it a few more times, you get really comfortable with the content, then you feel like it's just knowledge that you have so easily recalled and deeply that it's easy for you to do. Same thing you can do with your presentations, practicing. Now, back to the recording piece, that watching yourself and improving. One way is to start with Zoom. Do a Zoom meeting by yourself. You don't even have to have a real audience. Hit that record button and watch yourself. Yeah. And there's some AI tools out there now that can give you feedback. There's also great live coaches that can give you feedback as well.
Interesting.
I know one.
So, but it's just like anything. We're not going to get better until we see the things that we're doing wrong. Yeah. It's like filler words. Most of us don't know how many times we say or really or like.
That is very important. Like when you record yourself and watch yourself, that filler word just pops up everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then you can like, oh, I don't want to do that. Yeah. That's more like an acknowledgement.
Right. Yeah. And then when you get really brave, you can actually maybe practice presenting with a camera.
With Angela.
Yes, absolutely. And watch yourself and see how you're holding yourself. And you think about, we talked about that gravitas, how you act, communication, how you speak. And that's all in there, that executive presence on how you show up. But again, it doesn't mean it just relates to being up in front of a room presenting. It can also be when you are in a meeting, holding court, right? Having the conversation, that you're showing these behaviors. And kind of back to look, lock, talk really quick is just, if that screen is beside you, right? So I'm in person, I'm presenting. It's okay to look back there. Take a peek. Then, what do you do next?
Lock
eyes.
Lock eyes with
lock eyes right there. Then you can talk.
to.
You'd be amazed how often people say, I don't talk to the screen.
Yeah.
I do an exercise in one of my presentation skills trainings where we only have pictures up there. There are no words. And you'd be surprised how often people still turn around. They're talking to that screen. Well, I had to read it. And I said, but there are no words. There's nothing to read. So it's a habit. If you're a little bit nervous, maybe looking away from that scary audience. Oh, isn't this easier, right?
Yep.
So
it is actually funny. Like my memory is that when I was meeting with Angela, when I was presenting to her, I was presenting to her the whole time like this. I was like so afraid to even look at her in the eye to talk, which is I was like, oh wow, this is it's powerful. It's powerful.
The growth over the years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very important stuff.
Yes. So yeah. Go ahead.
So I know we had a lot of different hacks here, a lot of great content that Angela started for us on this executive presence. And so I just wanted, because we have someone in the room here that's actually listening in, and I want her just to step up for a little bit here, and just kind of say hello into the camera for the folks.
Can you see her? Can you see her though? I think you might have to come a little closer this way.
All right. Yep. There's our thing. So our thing's going to be part 2 of what we're calling executive presence, executive leadership. So she'll be joining us. I just wanted her to just stop in and say hi to you guys.
Nice to see you.
So we're going to tag Angela. Thank you so much
Thank you
for joining us. So Angela, leadership training. She does the coaching, the one-on-one coaching, but a lot of leadership training. So if you are in need of leadership training out there, leaders, we'll tag Angela. So please get in touch with her for training. And Gary can vouch for her, right? Yes. She is absolutely great. So can I, because she kept in touch with me throughout the process.
Exactly. And again, Angela, like you are the one that helped me find my voice as a co-breaker right now. Without you, I don't think we're Hack Yea right now for sure.
Thank you, and I think it was all in there. I just pulled it out.
I know, but you had to put it out there. So.
All right, if you're ready to upgrade how you show up in a room, start with your presence. You don't need to wait for a promotion or a title. We say this all the time, right? A leader, a title does not make a leader. Lead with how you carry yourself.
Yeah, so Angela, another question for you before we end. How can our listener contact you to upgrade the executive presence?
Oh, how can they contact me? Well, I suppose we will be sharing maybe my email address
in
and
the
email. Yeah, if you look down in the comments,
Yep.
it'll be down there.
Yep.
And you can find me on LinkedIn as well.
Awesome.
Contacts with both of you there.
Yes,
so thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Hexter, you heard it? You know how to contact her? Act now if you are ready to level up your executive presence. And thanks again for tuning into Hack Yea. Thank you for Dominic again and Aiden in the backstage support as always. You guys make this podcast possible. If you haven't subscribed yet, and I don't want to be the bad guy all the time, but I will be the bad guys because you're listening, but you're not subscribing. Subscribe button. Share with a friend, a peer, and check out our website hackyea.com for more career hacks, articles, and all this amazing contents in there. And also, if you want to leave us comments, that is the easiest way to leave us comments. Is in the hackyea.com.
Yeah, if you don't remember anything in terms of how do you follow us on LinkedIn or whatever, remember the website, www.hackyea.com, because all the links are there to all our social media sites.
Yes, and we all will read your comments every single time, and it might just become the next Hack Yea episode. So, until next time,
Hack Yea!
It's Hack Yea. We're breaking the mold. Code breakers here dropping gems of gold. From boardroom plays to cubicle hacks, we crack the code so you don't fall flat.
And I'm the Pathfinder, clearing the way, helping you rise up every work day. From first jobs to next level tracks, we teach what works, no fluff, just facts.